Alright, hey guys, this is Reneé with ANL. I made a video, the video that you're actually looking at, and once I put it in here to actually share it with you guys, I discovered that the audio was actually not working, or not on. So, I'm going to be speaking over it. Basically, I wanted to teach you guys about color grading. I've had a lot of people ask me about it, about color grading and how it kind of works, and as well as shooting and that kind of a thing. So that's what I'm here to do today with you guys. Kind of show you how I approach color grading and how I actually have it coming out looking the way that I want it and the way that my client wants it. So here what I did is I just imported the footage, which is what you have to do when you start color grading footage. You have to import the footage. So the footage is now in here. I was looking at which one I wanted to use. Basically what I'll do when I get a project, this music video here, these clips are from a music video we actually shot yesterday. Me and one of my interns. If you ever want to intern with me, just let me know. Just send me some of your work, and I'll definitely let you come out. And I do pay my interns for the most part, unless you are just not like too great at all. You will be compensated. So that clip was actually one that I didn't want. I didn't want that clip. So we're going back in and getting the right clip. Once you import the clip, what I typically do is I find a still frame within the video that I want to actually edit and see. And I usually, have the artist in a kind of a cool like position. And that is what I will use to color grade the footage. Now, of course, once you start color grading, you definitely need to skim the timeline so you can make sure that the color is good in every part of the video, because you don't want the video to not look good. So what I'm doing here is grabbing a LUT. These I purchased from, I believe, Osiris. I don't really know where I got them. I've kind of had them for a minute. But I will start with a LUT. I use this as a base for color grading. It's kind of what I recommend. Right there, what I'll do is I'll go through the LUTs and I will pick Rec 709 or the Rec 709 to log. And I do this so that it gives me a nice flat image to kind of work with and start off with. I did not, and I do not shoot in log just because, and this is Sony a7s Mark II footage, or that's the camera we were using. But I'm not shooting in log. I did a couple of times, but I just didn't do it just because I didn't really like it too much. Just because I couldn't really envision the shot very well. Here, what I'll do is I will pick certain LUTs to go through and kind of figure them out. Some of these I created on my own. I believe the ones that I'm, like the Pleasantville I created, and the raw cipher was created. The Pleasantville and the raw cipher was created in DaVinci. The Dreeny up there was created in Photoshop, and the Court was created in Photoshop as well. So sometimes I just go in there and create my own footage. But generally I'll go through here and I will figure out kind of a base. Sometimes I use my own LUT that I created in Photoshop or DaVinci, or sometimes I would just use one of the Osiris LUTs. And definitely make sure that if you shoot in Rec 709 that you match up the LUT with a Rec 709. You do this because it's just kind of made for it. And if you don't know what a LUT is a color lookup table type of thing. You'll have to bear with me. I don't really know the technical terms. I'm just kind of like a raw talent kind of person, and I don't know, like a lot of my videographer guy friends are like super technical and know all of the technical reasons for this, that, and the other. I don't know any of that. I just know how to make stuff look good. So, but I do know that if you're shooting in Rec 709, you need to use a Rec 709 LUT typically, just because it's going to match up better. Rec 709s are usually more contrasty, more kind of darker, and the log footage is more flat. It's a flatter image. It's kind of like, I guess a better way to describe it is like it's more washed out. And so like if you shot in log, then you need to move it to log. That's kind of what you need to do, just so it'll match up better. But what I've noticed is that when I put the LUT Rec 709 to log, which basically just changes Rec 709 footage to log footage, I will either use a Rec 709 from that point, which is the second LUT there. I will use a Rec 709 or I'll use a log, just depending on what it looks like. So you can kind of just use anything, but again, just know that the correct way to do it is to use a Rec 709 and match it with the Rec 709, or match a log with a log. You'll have the best results if you do that. So basically what I'm doing is I'm going through these and I'm just kind of figuring out what type of a look that I like. This is the one that I decided I kind of liked, just because I know that she wants the colors to pop, and I kind of like the orange kind of a look for it. And I'll actually go ahead and speed this up because it looks like I'm still searching for the one that I want. Basically, once I decide on the color that I want, I will go in to this little box down here and I'll click on a color correction, and I will place that onto the footage. And I am big on messing with the LUT. I feel like as an artist, which all videographers are, I know people try to act like we're not. We are definitely artists. And I think as an artist, it's not cool to take another artist's work and put it on yours and act like it's yours. So I'm very big on, if you put a LUT in there, to tweak it. And most times you're gonna need to tweak it because like my LUTs that I create for a certain video or scene might not necessarily look best on another scene from a completely different music video. And generally when you create LUTs, it's for that one scene. So if you decide to use it on a different scene or a different music video, it might not even look right. So you definitely need to get in there and adjust it and alter it. And plus you should do that anyway, just because, again, using LUTs, anybody's LUTs, should it be Osiris or should it be mine or should it be any of these other, big time videographers who sell their LUTs. I don't sell mine just yet. You should definitely go in there and tweak it and make it your own. It should only serve as a base or as a starting place for editing or color grading your footage. So here I'm going in, this is the shadow, so I'm putting a little bit of green in it. Shadows, or the shadow button, affects the shadow colors. So as you can see, I'm trying to kind of get it to have a little bit of green in it, but not too much. And it's kind of like a bluish kind of green in the shadows right now, which is kind of what I like. This color right here is the highlights, so it kind of just affects the lights in the video. I don't recommend, like I was just on green a minute ago, you shouldn't use green because like it just doesn't, like, you need to make sure that the light is the light makes sense. And with music videos, the colors don't necessarily have to make sense, but you still don't want to be so far off where it doesn't make any sense. So right now I'm like kind of in the orangey area, and because that's kind of what light, looks like. It either has an orange look or it has a yellow look. Right here I'm in the saturation part, dipping down the shadows. I do this just because it gives it more of a grungy kind of a look. And a lot of my clients, they kind of like that grungy look, especially with hip hop videos. And so they do that. And I'm raising the highlights, kind of just making the highlights a little bit more saturated. And I took down those midtones there as well. Not too sure what I'm doing here, but looks like I'm going to add another color. Typically I do that when I feel as though I can't really do much more within the layer that I've created. Right here, I didn't explain it earlier, this is a global button. It kind of just sets the color and the mood for the entire picture. So it doesn't mess with the midtones, it doesn't really mess with the shadows, it doesn't mess with the highlights. It's just kind of that general feel to the video. And when you are color grading, you really need to be in tune with the song. Like if the song is a big, colorful, pop-like song, you would not want the video to look as it is now, which is grungy, unless the scene just happens to be grungy at that particular time, because it doesn't make sense. Color is really used to further the mood, further the feeling, the emotions of the video. So try to make sure that you're matching up with the mood of the music video. So here I'm kind of just doubling kind of what I already did before. Again, playing with the lights, giving it a little bit of a reddish look to it, kind of keeping that orange light feel, but still not going too far to where it makes the whole scene kind of red. I kind of want to dip it down just a little bit. I guess I didn't. Again, you don't want to do green just because green is not a natural kind of a color, unless you dip it down like that to where it's looking yellow. And there's the orange there. Just dipping it down. I'll go ahead and speed this up because I pretty much explained everything as far as the color grading for you. Now here is the exposure. Not sure if I explained this to you, but I typically like to drop down the midtones just because it gives it more of that cinematic look to the video. That's what I prefer to do. So you kind of just drop it down there. Midtones again affects kind of like the middle of the video, or the midtones. Typically when I do this, people say it comes out a little bit dark, but again, I edit my videos on full brightness, so I expect people to view it on full brightness. The highlights again kind of affects, the darkness of the video, the brightness of the video when it's under that exposure tab. And again, I'll just kind of go through here and just kind of adjust it. I really don't mess with the shadows per se, just because I kind of like how my shadows are straight out the camera. But I think I'm gonna go up on it. Sometimes I like to give it that fade, and so I'll move the shadows up to give me a little bit of that fade look. The global just kind of gives you either or. So I never really mess with that either. And so as you can see, that's what kind of how far we have come while color grading. And this is why I tell people, you definitely need to color grade your footage. Footage does not look good straight out the camera at all. It just looks terrible, and your clients are paying a lot of money, even if you are doing $300 music videos. If that's where you're starting out, that's still a lot of money to some people, and so you need to give them a quality project. If you haven't done a lot of music videos, if you haven't shot a lot of music videos with a lot of different clients, celebrities or whatnot. I mean, you need to be color grading your footage. You should do that anyway. You should be making great quality videos, because that's what I was doing when I first got started. I was doing $180 for a music video, or $300, but the way that I was able to charge $1,000 like I do now, or $1,500, or even $2,000, is because I put in that time and I made quality music videos at the $300 level, so that I could show them to clients who are more willing to pay more money, and they would actually pay it because it was actually a quality music video. So don't be lazy. Color grade the footage. Once you get to a good enough level, then you can say, okay, I gotta charge you for color grading. For me, I just raised my prices. Well, my prices had already been raised, but most recently I just raised my prices from $25 to $50 for editing an hour, just because of the color grading, because color grading does take time. And so right here I'm showing you, like, if you don't have Osiris or you don't want to pay for it, how you would kind of go in there and you would color grade the footage without it. Final Cut kind of allows you, it has some good tools. And again, this is what I used when I was doing $300 videos and I didn't really have much. I didn't have no money. I couldn't afford nothing. So I was using a torrent. I didn't even buy Final Cut. But this is what I would do. And I definitely didn't have DaVinci. And I still haven't played with speed grade. I need to look at that. But again, just putting the global, kind of in the orange, the mid-tones, giving it, kind of like that slight greenish look there. Kind of in there. The highlights again, which affect kind of the lights. It kind of depicts what color the lights are going to be. Sometimes you're going to want blue, sometimes you're going to want orange. Maybe if you're like in a party type of scene, then you could use some other wacky colors like purple or green. But usually, as we know, our lights are usually either blue or orange. And again, there's a technical term for it, daylight or Tuscan or something, but again, I kind of dropped out of film school, and so I don't know the technical terms. So, but if you want to know the technical terms, I got notes and stuff, and I'll explain them to you later at a different date on maybe a different tutorial. Or you could just look it up on YouTube, and they'll explain the lighting situation and the colors and all that. But here I added another color layer, and I'm again just going in there and continuing to tweak it. And doing it this way without having a good starting base, this is like you are literally creating. Final Cut does not allow you to create LUTs, but it, you are coloring in here, and this is almost like you are creating the LUT, or like you're creating the color from scratch, and it takes a lot of time. And that's why for music videos, especially when I'm trying to get music videos out to clients pretty quickly, that's why I just use Osiris as a good starting base, or one of my other colors that I've already created for another project, and then just tweak it to match the feel and mood of this music, or of the current music video. And so again, you see me adding another color layer, and which in this one I'm dipping the midtones again to give it that cinematic feel. I feel like it gives me a cinematic feel when I drop the midtones like that, and then dipping the highlights as well, kind of gives it more of that cinematic look. And so it's already starting to come out pretty nicely. And then there I'm going to go in with the midtones and kind of raise it up. And that looks pretty good. The blue. So it's really all about what you're kind of wanting. Right here, it looks like I didn't want too much blue. So I raised it up a little bit. And again, you just kind of see the kind of the time that's going into this one. To create it. So I'm gonna skip through. Alright, so I have created what I created. And I'm about to show you, I think the one on the top, yeah, the one on the top is mine. And as you can see, I created like 3 different color layers. Or actually, is that, I guess I created 4. So in the first video, I said the wrong number, but it was 4 layers just to kind of get it to something that I was comfortable with and that I liked. But you know, as you can see, it looks pretty good. And again, that's the raw footage versus the color that I created, which again, that's why you have to color grade your footage, because the footage on the right just does not look good at all. I don't understand how people do not color grade footage. It's just, it's disgusting looking. And your clients deserve it. They deserve it, for sure. And so on the other side, again, that is the S-Log footage, which makes it, you know, fade out like that. And then you got your the LUT, the Osiris LUT, which just kind of is a good starting base. And as you can see, mine on the left side is a little bit more yellowish green, and on the other side is kind of a desaturated orange. And then that was my color that I put in there, adding kind of the blue, the lightish blue in there. And then the last is me kind of, what I did was drop the midtones, maybe added some more color to it. And so as you can see, when I take mine out and then put mine in, and that's why you really gotta tweak the LUT. So both look pretty good. That on the right side, that's if you have Osiris and you have that ability, or if you're in Final Cut. If you're in Final Cut, you gotta have some skills to kind of create a good color. I think even in Final Cut, I would still kind of drop down the midtones just a tad, or drop down the highlights, just because I don't like how bright those lights were on the gas station. As you can see on the right side, it's a little bit, the lights are a little bit more, I guess, contained. And so, looks like I was gonna add and kind of tweak it some more, dropping the saturation down, or the midtones down in mine. Again, whenever I drop saturation, I really do that just to give it a more of a grungy like look to it. I think right here I'm trying to match the one on the right, and again, that's just going to take time. And really in DaVinci, you're able to really kind of like isolate different colors, or accentuate different colors. Like on the right side, the blue and the orange is definitely more accentuated, because that's just kind of like what that LUT is for. It kind of brightens the blues, or more accentuates the blues and accentuates the oranges, compared to everything else, compared to the other colors in the picture. So again, I'm not gonna bore you with showing you the rest. I'm gonna speed through here. So here you can kind of see, I believe that is the LUT one. And again, I go in there and I put my bars in there on the video, kind of to again give it that more of a cinematic look. So that's pretty much it. Both look good. Both can be used. I kind of made this tutorial just to kind of show you how to use Osiris and how to tweak it, and then also how to create your own LUT, or I mean your own color within Final Cut. And again, both still look good. I would still on that left one still work on it because it's still not exactly where I want it. But you know, both are pretty good looking. So yeah, that is all for the tutorial. I actually went a lot faster than what I did before. If you want to see any more tutorials, please subscribe. Again, my Instagram is _AENL. Website is aenl.co. Definitely. Oh, and then I did want to speak on this one. My buddy here, this is his video that I created, or LUT that I created in Photoshop. And again, I just wanted a more of a natural kind of look. I didn't even want it to really appear as if I were color grading, or as if I had color graded. But again, you can definitely see that is definitely color graded there. And some of my other ones here that you can see were also created in Photoshop as well. So you can definitely create some great stuff for videos. So again, that is it. Please subscribe. Again, my Instagram is _AENL. If you are a kid in college or high school and you want to come work with me, you definitely can. That's fine by me. And again, I typically pay my interns just because I don't like anybody not to get paid. So again, thank you guys, and I will see you another time. All right, bye.